Unfortunately, we don't have many details of this particular instance, but we do know that during Obi-Wan Kenobi's exile on Tatooine, he visited the grave of Shmi Skywalker, the mother of his former apprentice Anakin, and apologized to her for everything that happened. It isn't exactly known when this took place, but during meditation on the desert planet, Obi-Wan was thinking over his past and all of the events that transpired. Things he wished he could change, though he knew he never could. He saw Padme dying with the babies beside her, Master Yoda exacting a promise and giving him a new goal, Anakin burning on the volcanic slopes of Mustafar, blaming him for everything that had gone wrong. And everything had indeed gone very wrong. This specific part of Tatooine, Kenobi had never actually visited until it was time to bring the baby Luke to live with his Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, away from the watchful eye of the Empire, away from Darth Sidious, and in hindsight, and perhaps most importantly, away from Luke's own father, who was now an agent of evil. Though at this point, Obi-Wan wasn't aware that Anakin, the newly christened Darth Vader, had actually survived his encounter with Obi-Wan. The Jedi Knight had gone to Shmi Skywalker's grave to apologize for losing her son. He had never even met her, knew her only from Anakin's stories, but Qui-Gon had made her a promise, and Obi-Wan hadn't been able to keep it. As he stood there looking at the stone, he felt an even deeper shame. Qui-Gon had left Shmi there as a slave, and Obi-Wan had done everything to prevent Anakin's return. It was only the love of a good man here on Tatooine that had saved her, the kind of love that the Jedi were supposed to eschew. Yet it had done something the Jedi could not. Unfortunately, we don't know exactly what Obi-Wan told Shmi, but I'm sure there was much regret in his words, similar to the teary apology he would later give Anakin himself, or Vader, when he sliced open half of his helmet and looked into the eyes of the man he once called Padawan, friend, and considered a brother. Having never actually met Shmi Skywalker, but still feeling the need to apologize for everything that happened, for failing her son who was all that she had for so long. The mother of the prophesied chosen one, set to bring balance to the Force. The young, tussle-headed, bright-eyed boy who at the age of 9 was already so exceptional, had now become part of the very evil he was prophesied to destroy. And for that, Obi-Wan Kenobi was very sorry. And though Shmi could not hear him underneath her grave, he still wanted her to know that. But now, that was all in the past. What he did now, he did for an uncertain future. And for hope. Obi-Wan briefly paused his meditation, and as he did so, something caught his eye. A glimmer, shining off of the hilt of the lightsaber of Anakin. It was all that Kenobi had left of him. He knew he couldn't save Anakin any more than he could save the Jedi Knights who were perhaps still out there, lying low across the galaxy. Obi-Wan knew all he could do was look after the child Luke, and when the time was right, train him in the ways of the Force and hope that things would get much better in the galaxy. He returned to his meditation, calling out, reaching further and further. Obi-Wan let go of Ben Kenobi's house, the last place in the galaxy where a piece of Anakin rested, and broke through the wall of life and death. His senses were sharp. He could hear every sound at once. It took him a moment to focus on the voice he most wanted to hear. Alone and connected, aloof and hopelessly entwined, Obi-Wan had only a moment before he was wrenched back into the physical world, but it was long enough to renew his hope. "Obi-Wan," said Qui-Gon Jinn. He was sure the voice was stronger this time. "Let go."